All right, so today we're going to be starting our split face portrait. Now, you want to use the left side of the picture to help you as much as you can. First thing we're going to start with is extending the lip line, starting in the middle. Then I'm using my pencil to measure how far over it should go. Once that center lip line's done, we're going to bring up the bottom lip and the top lip. Then we're going to go in and start adding shading. So I notice that it's darker, closer to the center of the lips. To make it darker, I'm pushing my pencil down harder because I'm noticing that it gets darker as we get to the corner of the mouth. That makes sense because that's receded more on our face. Then at the top, I'm noticing that it goes straight across. And then I'm using my pencil eraser to pull out that highlight. I might use my finger to kind of smudge stuff around a little bit. Go back and clean it up. Once that's done, now I want to start getting the outer shape of the face. Typically, students don't kick this line out far enough, which then makes it look not in proportion. And now I'm going to start adding that shading in all over the bottom. Again, using my finger to kind of smudge it around to build in the start of those values. Noticing that it's darker around the outside of the chin. And then bringing my way on up. Next, we're going to go to the nose. I'm going to start on the middle part of the nose, swinging that line over, practicing drawing on the side that's given to me. I'm going to hit that nostril in, very dark. The outer nostril, also going pretty dark. And then I'm just going to take this line up to where I see it getting really dark right there. Now the nose can be the most difficult thing to draw, but you want to just make sure that you're using the planes of value to help develop that shape. Also noticing that I have a little bit of a dark area here. In there. Come in and shade in between the nose and the mouth. And again, I'm consistently using my finger to smudge it out. Pulling out that highlight on the tip of the nose with my eraser. So your eraser is just as much of a tool as your pencil. Next, we're going to move on to the eyes. Eyes are going to be absolutely the most difficult thing to get pinned in here. You're going to look at the distance between the nose and the eye. And you're going to look at the distance between front of eye to back of eye. So distance from nose to eye, I'm going to measure with my pencil and make a little mark. Then I'm going to draw a line straight through the eye. And I'm going to kind of carry that across. So I've got my starting point. I've got my eye line for the most part. And I'm going to start just trying to get the shape right. I might practice drawing on the side that's already printed for me. Now, don't fall in love with the placement of this. So don't go in and start adding tons of shading and stuff, because the eye, again, is going to be the most difficult for you to get placed correctly. Once I feel like I've got it, I'm going to put the iris in. Biggest mistake I see with the iris is people think that you can see the whole iris, but that's not true. We actually can only see part of it because the eyelid hangs down on the top of it. And then I'm going to start adding in that shading where I see it. So shading on the outer side of the eye, upper lid. If I turn it upside down, I can really see if the alignment's there or not. And so I'm noticing that this eye that I drew is open wider than the one on the other side. Now I'm thinking that that looks closer. So now I'm going to start coming in, adding those darker values in around the eye. Iris is going to be one of the darkest spots on the face. And then we'll fill in with that middle tone value around it. Again, you see this highlight here on the inside corner of the eye. I'm going to come in with my pencil eraser and pin that in. Now we're moving up to eyebrows. With eyebrows, you want to check 3 spots. Directly on top, and then kind of the two spots going out from there. So I'm going to make those same guidelines on this side of the face, and that's going to help me to place the eyebrow correctly. Again, don't fall in love with this placement because you may have to go back and change it. Once we get eyebrow done, now it's time to go in. And with eyebrow, we're going to do short, choppy strokes to simulate what hair would be like. Now I can start bringing up the outer edge of the face, connecting it all the way around to the top, noticing where I need to slim it out and where I don't. This outer edge is just going to go really dark. You'll notice this is the darkest piece on the picture over there. So just to start getting that into place, I'm going to shade around the face. Need to go in and add the shading on the forehead. I'm going to erase my guidelines and continue with the shading in there. Again, using my finger to blend, using my eraser to pull out light highlights. Also noticing, ladies, especially when we contour, this is something that naturally is occurring on your face. Sometimes students don't want to put that down because they feel like they're giving them a 5 o'clock shadow, like a mustache or a beard. I promise it's there. And then I'm going back and consistently making this outer line darker. Once the entire face is shaded, you can go in and start adding smaller details. Good luck.